You ever wonder, like, what makes us human? We're going to learn a little something about being human from a machine. And by a little something, I mean a whole lot of something. And this is a special occasion because ever since I sort of like reignited my love of Disney and Pixar, I've always wanted to talk about them. But the trick, as you can see by the shirt and the tank top, is how do you tie movies with fitness? And it didn't dawn upon me earlier. WALL-E is actually a really great example of mental, emotional, and physical fitness. I may sound crazy, but hear me out. So we'll be talking about WALL-E, lessons we learned from it, and kind of what it means to be human. So let's do it. Okay, so here's a really brief summary of WALL-E. You don't have to watch the movie to understand this video, but basically, a heavily polluted Earth caused humans to evacuate it while leaving little WALL-E robots to clean up the mess. All of them went bye-bye except one, and while he's cleaning up the Earth, he runs into another robot who's trying to find life on Earth. Little romantic shenanigans, and boom, they end up in space, and they convince humans to come back to this urban decay Earth. I mean, yeah, that's the best way I can summarize it. Actually, the urban decay Earth leads us into lesson 1 of this video, an unhealthy mindset. This is a movie with no dialogue, yet it makes perfect sense. It's better than what you remember as a kid when you watch it. The whole world of it is really fascinating because you look at the Earth, how did things get this way? And throughout the story, you realize that it was an unhealthy mindset that turned the Earth into a junkyard. So there's a company throughout the movie, it's called By and Large, or BNL. So BNL is kind of like that salesperson who knocks on your door and is trying to get you to buy something. But instead of a physical salesperson, you just hear this message.
Too much garbage in your face? There's plenty of space out in space. B&L Starliners leaving each day. We'll clean up the mess while you're away.
Humans, the Earth is literally trash. Go up in space, we have these robots, we'll clean it up and we'll take care of you guys while you're up there. Guess what? You have a beautiful scenery, you're on a space cruise, you have robots serving you 24/7, and to top it all off, you have a hover chair. Who doesn't want a hover chair? Humans are like, let's do it. The BNL had really good intentions. They wanted to make things easy and convenient. But if you make things too convenient, well, things kind of end up like this.
Oh, hey, I see the ship's log is showing that today is our 700th anniversary of our 5-year cruise. Well,
why were the humans up there for so long? Oh, you know what I think? This is another special occasion because I have a theory. All right, stick with me. So apparently humans left the Earth because they said life was gone. You couldn't support life.
Rising toxicity levels have made life unsustainable on Earth.
However, I'm gonna go all Ian Malcolm Jurassic Park and say that life finds a way. So I don't think life ever left the Earth. However, remember, people love convenience. So this guy, the CEO of BNL, I'd like to imagine he's in a little board meeting saying, alrighty everybody, humans are up in space, but we still have to clean up the Earth. So how do we do that? Then his little lackey Bill says, well, you know what? These bots, these WALL-E bots are going to cost a whole lot of money. The production alone is going to be a nightmare. But then his side lackey, Stewart, hops in and is like, yeah, I agree. In fact, you're better off just sending the humans into space. Light bulb.
Rather than try and fix this problem, it'll just be easier for everyone to remain in space.
easier.
And do not return to Earth. Repeat, do not return to Earth. Let's get the heck out of here.
Humans and machines are kind of like, well, we're already up here now and we're living the life, so why even go back to Earth? They'll see why very soon. But now let's move on to the second pitfall, no emotion. The emotional fitness of machines and humans is practically the same, and that's not supposed to happen. Now is the best time to bring in psychology. So psychologists have studied and observed humans to know a couple things about us. We kind of have this so-called like hierarchy of needs. We have the physiological needs, we have the needs of being safe, we have the needs of belonging and loving, we have the needs of having high self-esteem, and we also have the need of fulfilling a purpose. Now the humans on the axiom, they have no goals, no drive, no inspiration, no nothing, no achievements that they want to accomplish. They have nothing at all. If life is too convenient, How can you be a human and do what humans are supposed to do? There's no difference between them and robots. So essentially what started out as a whole dream cruise turned into this idea of like, well, you know what, let's stay here. Life is good. But the more and more convenient things get, the less and less you get a chance to be human. And as a result, you start to lose the human experience and your emotions go bye-bye. And of course, things start to get really bad from this third lesson. The physical fitness is like, it's trash. I don't know what else to say. As someone who is overweight, I never like to call anybody overweight. And it's not the fact that these humans are overweight. That's a common misconception. Because contrary to popular belief, you can be overweight and you can be very healthy. I know several humans who walk around with a gut, but they have somewhat of a healthy diet. They're not strapped to any machines or in a hospital. They're still healthy. Now, the key part that's helping them out is that they're moving. If they just sat and ate and ate and ate and ate and ate for centuries, then you're gonna look like this. Like, that problem speaks for itself. We don't have to spend too much time on the fitness. The fact just sitting there in a hover chair, eating all day and not doing anything, it gives me nightmares. Now, we talked about the ugly and the mindsets that we don't want to have. Let's talk about the good mindsets. Let's focus on Wally. How does his physical fitness compare? Wally's physical fitness is on point. No cap. He can move for miles, for centuries, and it's no biggie for him because if he falls apart, or if parts of him start falling off, just replace it. Easy. I'm pretty sure Eve must like fly at the speed of sound. But both Wally and Eve have a stopping point. They stop, rest, recharge, repeat. Stop, rest, recharge, repeat. And they go circle, circle, circle. They're still working and they're still being physically active. Then I think this is a lesson that's kind of like overlooked nowadays because so many people want instant gratification and they don't want to put at least some effort in the work that they do. But Wally's literally been working for hundreds of years, so that's an important lesson. Let's move on to Wally's emotional fitness. How's that? These two robots show more emotion than I do. I think I just roasted myself. Don't get me wrong, I can dance. I mean, I probably scare people while I do it, but I still can't dance like this. Some dangerous dancing going on. Anyways, speaking of dancing, let's actually go to this scene while they're in space. Here's the setup of this scene. It's a beautifully choreographed scene where one of our human characters is trying to learn about dancing. And while he's being told about dancing, simultaneously, Wally and Eve are dancing. Like, who comes up with the writing? Now you guys see why I'm a Pixar fanboy. Like, the writing, gorgeous. They're more human than anyone we've met in this movie. And so many humans can relate themselves to Wally, whether it's his enjoyment in his work, his quirks, his collections, movies, his maturity. Yeah, let's see Wally's mental fitness. So I decided to tie Wally's like mental fitness with his obsession with humans and his obsession with Eve. It's really like inverse, kind of like how humans get obsessed with like the latest gadgets and stuff like that. The gadgets and the machine is obsessed with human life, and it's such like an inverse thing, and it's so cool. But I talk more about it, but we gotta move on. I'm gonna go ahead and put myself out there. I've had one of those moments where, keep in mind this was a immature Colin, but I had those moments where I was in school, or I was walking in the hallway, and I'm just doing my thing, and all of a sudden, I see. I turn to my boys, I'm like, yo, I'll be right back, and then boom, and I just take off, and that's kind of what Wally does throughout this whole like movie. He's obsessed with Eve, and he's trying to earn her love. It's not so he gets wrecked by Otto that he earns Eve's love. But hey, the important thing is he still earned Eve's love, and that's going in with that whole mindset and that whole belonging of humans. And while earning Eve's love, he conveniently like has time to save humanity. So it's a win-win case scenario. So let's come back to the question, what makes us human? Wally's reset. Hopefully this scene will tie everything together and it'll come full circle. So for those who haven't seen the movie, Wally just got crushed to death saving humans. Humans finally go back to Earth. Wally is fixed by Eve, but his personality is wiped. Eve starts to leave him and gives him one final, I guess, robot kiss. And all of a sudden, and as a quick side note, Wally has been watching this movie about old humans holding hands. So all he wants is to hold hands with Eve, and he's been trying to do that throughout the entire movie. But the one time Eve holds his hand, Wally doesn't let go. And boom! And that kiss brought Wally and his personality back to life. The writing in this movie is like genius, no lie. It's at this point when both Wally and Eve, in my opinion, become 100% human. For centuries, they've had their needs met as far as their energy and their safety, but now they have a belonging with one another. They feel great about each other, and most importantly, instead of for decades and centuries doing an artificial purpose, they go after a genuine purpose of finding each other. That's one of the beauties of being human and in the human experience. Not only do we have the physiological needs and the safety needs, but we have the love, we have the compassion, we have the belonging, we have the little family, the little robot family in the background. All this stuff. We have goals that we have to achieve. We have a purpose that we have to do. That's what it means to have mental, emotional, and physical fitness, in my opinion. Now, just a quick review. We learned that while convenience is great, an unhealthy mindset can create many problems. It's important to show emotion and smile every now and then. I need to work on that. And of course, go on a hike, stay active, keep busy, keep physically busy. In addition, it's important to take pride in your work and enjoy the work that you do and appreciate one of the joys that come with being human. Now, if I were to sit here and tell you all my thoughts about Wally and what it means, we'd be here till the next summer solstice. It's fall, by the way. We will definitely come back to Wally in the future. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. If you want to talk more down below or any lessons that you learned from Wally, we can do that down below. If you really enjoyed the video, you can share it. And if you're feeling froggy, you can do all three if you would like to. But with that being said, that is it. Remember to stay mentally fit, emotionally fit, and physically fit. And I will see you all in the next video.